When you are out of alignment and you know it, and you feel your way back into that general place of allowing, and then you come into alignment with the fullness of who you are, the fullness of who you are will then feed specifics to you that will come quickly and powerfully. It's what inspiration is. It's what that feeling of clarity and knowing is. So the way we want to explain what we just said in even clearer terms is that by not being so much in need of proving worthiness or of accomplishing something, but holding a pure desire to come into alignment with who you really are, which is really what you said when you sat down. What happens is you tap in not only to who you were before you came into this body, but who you've become and what you have accumulated in your vortex. And when you come into all of that alignment, that's when all of that clarity and power, all that you have become, is then allowed by you right here, right now, in this moment.
That's what it feels like.
So we want you to chill so that you can get into the vortex and be supersonically specific. We've said often that none of you could just at a moment's notice define with any real clarity or accuracy the specifics of what's in your vortex, because you've been putting it there over such a long period of time, and because there's so much information. It's just layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of specific information that you've gathered from the details of your life experiences. But it's all there for you. And the pieces that fit this moment in time will reveal themselves to you in this moment in time, if you're not doing that thing that you do that keeps you from doing it.
That's right.
If you are in that state of allowing. And so it sort of puts this business of creation into a clear perspective for you. So step one, gather up data. I know what I don't want. I know what I do want. So I'm asking. And often I'm asking from a place of not allowing. But just the same, I'm asking and it's all accumulated. I have asked and it is done. Step two, it's done. Source rallies and converges and becomes and knows and bees everything that you've asked for. And when you chill out, when you love life, when you love yourself, when you work on your emotional grid, when you get general, when you meditate, when you quiet your mind, when you remove your thoughts from the static and the chaos and the trauma and the drama, and you allow yourself a moment in time when your vibration is steady and clear and pure, when it's an emotional basis like love or appreciation, you click right over that more specific grid. And the details of your life will show themselves to you. But here's the thing we want you to hear. Not down the road as in the castle you want to have, or as in the perfect relationship that you want to have, or as in the whatever that's on your goal list of things you want. But right here, right now, in this powerful now, life will reveal itself to you in the fullest of way. So the interchange that you're having with the stranger or with the lover or with the mother or with the daughter, the power will happen in your now, you see. We've had quite an interesting conversation today. And from our perspective, it was emphatically out there on the leading edge. We often come together and have conversations about things that truly take thought beyond where they have been before. But this one is especially satisfying today, not only because we've moved into some new places. Esther will so love listening back to this and finding all of the new pieces that she's wanting to highlight for you, but because it is established within so many of you a renewed interest in getting back to the basics of your vibrational frequency, sort of taking it out of your head and putting it more into your heart, so to speak, into the vibrational beingness. And because of the conversations that we've had, we know that you know that the grid will fill in with the details of life that you describe as meaningful, physical reality. There's no separating non-physical from physical. And we've all come so far. You are out here on the leading edge, and that's the part that we think you got with greater clarity here today. That creation is happening here, and that Source is joining you here, and that this is where the party really is. And that there are times when you allow a full recognition of the bliss and beauty and perfection of you and of life, and there are times that you don't. And we think that if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would be reveling in this new knowledge. Jerry said to Esther the other day, and she heard him laughing so hard while he said it. She was asking him a business question, something specifically about something that she was wondering what to do about. And his words to her were, well, if I was standing in my physical shoes. And then she realized that he can stand all day if he wants to in her physical shoes, although she rarely does herself. In other words, there need be no separation from you and you. So as you are moving forward in the days that are before you, it is our desire that you pay attention, make the conscious correlation between the new things that are happening and the understanding that came over you here today. Because it is certain that your grid will fill in with things that are unique enough that you will recognize that they're happening because of what happened here. You see what we're getting at? And when you make that correlation, then we think that you'll deliberately go to work on your grid and then let the good times roll. Because there is nothing more exhilarating than for you to define something that you want by being aware of its absence. Recognize that its absence has caused an emotion within you that is the conjuring of a grid that isn't going to serve you, and then deliberately changing the vantage point, the vibrational vantage point at the basis, and doing it with such ease that it just is amazing to you that you hadn't thought of it sooner. And then to watch the precision with which the universe will proceed to deliver to you matching components to fill that in. And we promise you we will be there reveling with you in your conscious awareness that you created the basis and now the universe has cooperated. Your feeling of worthiness and your feeling of empowerment will come in proportion to the amount of emotional grids that you care to build. If we were standing in your physical shoes, and we often are, we would be making lists of positive aspects, and we would be reveling in the general perfection of your planet. We would awaken in the morning and speak our appreciation for the sun coming up, whether you can see it or not. We would acknowledge the perfection of your planet spinning in its orbit, whether you can see any other planets at that moment or not. We would feel appreciation for the intelligence of our physical body and for what the cells are doing, for what they know how to do. We would feel appreciation for the bed upon which we had slept and the pillow beneath our head. And we would bask in the deliciousness of the coverings upon our body. And we would acknowledge at the beginning of every day, this is a good day. I have such a good basis from which to begin. All is well with me. Source energy is aware of me and has my back. And everything that matters to me is known, and all things are lined up. And I'm on an eternal treasure hunt of treasures, because the universe knows what I seek and knows where those treasures are and is pointing me on the path of least resistance to the adventure and the fun and the thrill that I have defined as my desire. It is so delicious to create with you. It is so fun to walk on your beaches and sleep in your beds and eat at your table and revel in your expansion, when all along what you were seeking was your natural and well-deserved joy. Life is supposed to be good for you, not just eventually, but right now. You're supposed to feel good, not just eventually, but right now. Everything that you're living right now is what life is. It's always right here, right now. Source isn't waiting around to live. Source is living right here, right now. Source is not waiting around to love. Source is loving right here, right now. And Source is wise enough to look for a reason to love through your eyes in every moment, and finding a reason to love through your eyes in every moment. The question is, are you up to speed with the love that Source is finding through your eyes right here, this moment? We think you're getting it. We think you're getting it. And now we're wanting you to understand that in your knowing what you don't want and your knowing what you do want, you are adding that which all that is knowing what it wants too. And all that is benefiting by what you've carved out and living it and wanting you to live it too. And you can, as long as you get your horse in front of your cart, which is to say, as long as you say, nothing is more important than I feel good. Today, no matter where I'm going, no matter what I'm doing, no matter who I'm doing it with, it is my dominant intent to see the world through the eyes of Source. And Source is saying back to you, and we are now seeing the world in a newly defined perspective because of what you just lived just now. And we are reveling in your new discovery. Come play with us here and now. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. It is exhilarating to come together with those like you who are taking thought beyond that which it has been before. And nothing is more satisfying to us than to speak in ways that you are ready to hear, to bring you more fully into allowing the fullness of that which you are becoming, but even more definitively spoken, into that which you are allowing all of us to become as well. It is co-creating at its best. This is the leading edge. It's where it's at. It's where we're at. The point that we want you to understand is that you are the establisher of your point of attraction by what you are giving your attention to. And you can feel whether you are in alignment in this moment with your true point of attraction, which you've been creating over a period of time, even way beyond this physical lifetime. So that's why there is this relationship, this vibrational relationship between what you're focused upon now and what you have come to focus upon as you've been sifting and sorting. We want to say that in a better way. So every time you know what you don't want and know what you do want, there is a definition that has happened that the Source within you has agreed with and is holding the place marker of that. And when you take all of that goodness that you and others have been carving out over, time isn't the right word, over a long period of experiences, and then you measure that, in a sense, against what you're thinking right now, so that you have this constant feedback about how on the mark you are or how not quite on the mark you are. As you feel your way into that alignment, that's when that feeling of flow occurs to you. And so the you that you were describing, I realize that I am the flow, yes. That I am, and what those very perfect and descriptive words we're talking about is when you click into that alignment, you just can't miss that feeling of power. And we want the words that you were offering to have been or to be. I have the power to align with that.